and you
I'm
can't.
not touching their stuff.
I have no idea.
You don't know?
No.
Okay, then we're off and running with our experts.
During
I've
the
been having a wood
C-word
shortage.
process, well, that can happen as you get older in life. Come on, man. This is a joke.
You put cologne on your butt?
Well,
So in order to play, you have to wear jorts.
I don't have George. I could probably wear a Speedo now.
Want to do that? No, you probably could.
He'll be over here tomorrow digging out a big-ass bush.
Sonny and share, like and share, whatever.
Yeah.
Just something and share.
Yes, hello. Hey, it's another edition. Season 2, Episode 6. It's Gamble and Finn. Larger Than Live. I'm Gamble. He's Finn. And you know what? I like the one we did previously better than this one because your microphone wasn't working.
Yeah, I don't even know why I have this.
Well, neither do I.
Honestly, if
this
there's-
could be collusion by the Gamble family saying, nope, we're tired of hearing him. No mas.
Yes, join us next week for Gamble and Gamble, Larger Than Live. I will be nowhere to be found.
Actually,
Finn,
though-
Finn is French for the end, so I guess this makes
I
perfect
actually
sense.
think, though, wouldn't that be awesome, especially if you could be viewed speaking but couldn't be heard?
Oh my God! Are you
I think
kidding
that'd
me?
be out.
The line would wrap around this
Wait.
neighborhood for that.
That's a
opportunity.
drinking game. Try to figure out what he's saying and whoever gets closest. No, but here we go. Lots to get to. And think about this. It's March the 15th. And if you turn the clock back a year, which, trust me, neither one of us want to do. But, boy, aren't we in a much different place, thankfully. And I think, whether it was the 11th, the 12th, or right after your birthday, of course,
right,
or the 13th last year, I remember we were on 700 WOW. That's our Thursday night, 9 to midnight, the reality check, except this week. But normally that's our spot. And we were doing the show. And I can remember because you started to hear about this going on and this, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. And then they shut down I think it was Marquette St. John's, a Big East Conference tournament game. They literally went in at halftime and never came back. And then from there, everything was, I like to say this word, kaput. From that point forward.
Yeah. And I think the good part about this year versus last year is at least a year. And we knew when all that started happening, this is really, really bad. There was just something innate within what we saw going on around us. This was bad. Last year, all we were doing is looking and bemoaning everything we were losing. At least this year, in this episode, we're going to be talking about all the things we're getting back. Maybe not the way we want them back,
right,
but
hey,
we're going to be
back.
getting them back. For instance, my microphone.
But don't you think, right, and that's one thing maybe we don't. But didn't you think, though, last year we didn't know? I mean, I think people were talking
knew.
we knew, but we had no idea, did we, that we'd still be here now? Didn't we think 3 months, 4 months, and maybe we're starting to make – I mean, I don't think anybody knew to the degree. Do you think?
I felt like I did when I realized the point. I don't know when it happened, but it was sometime in the summer. And I remember looking at you and said, this has gone from becoming a medical thing to a political thing.
Yeah, no,
and we
you're
started
right.
looking at the election, and it's like, who does it benefit for this to extend out? And I think we started to figure out that we were looking at least a year before anything was going to be resolved. And who knew? That's exactly where we are. But the good news is we're looking at things like opening day. We're looking at St. Patrick's Day. It may not look exactly like it always has, but everybody is finally starting to get kind of back into the swing of things. Our friends at Fuel Collective, for instance, since we're members there, they sent out a deal this week starting today. They're going green. They've got happy hour on the 18th with last call trivia. They got the green beers, Irish car bomb specials. And this is an office space. And we talked about how different office space has been during the pandemic. These guys do office space like nobody's business. Talk to them about how you could find office utility and space if you don't want a formal office. But think about this, Fred. Office pools for the NCAA. I mean, we just come off a Selection Sunday. Yeah. How different is that going to be?
But now, sadly, and this is the one that pains me, everything's virtual. You can still do it virtual. Most of those you would do on your computer anyway. But I got to tell you, that's the one piece of this where some people say, oh, look at how I want that to discontinue. I want to get back to meeting people in person. And if you're saying, well, you know what, I can make my own Irish car bomb. Yeah, but do you do that in your office? And you can at Fuel Collective. And it's okay there.
Right.
It's expected there. Beer, put a meeting in, then go knock one back.
There, absolutely.
I mean, that seems to me a great formula.
Well, if you decide to go that way and check them out, tell them we sent you. We highly approve of that business model, and we think that you will too. But, as we talk about Selection Sunday, and, I got my my Louisville. I mean, everything I'm wearing today pretty much sums up the whole show. I got my Cardinals. I'm wearing my green. They did not really have the luck of the Irish yesterday on Selection Sunday, but could be the first one in, which is so weird to think that you're sitting around waiting for somebody to get sick. It's almost like being an understudy in a play.
Well, that's when you know this tournament, while it's existing and it's all in Indianapolis, but that's when you know it's still different, is the fact that, well, I mean, during the conference tournaments, think about this. Kansas, Virginia, and Duke all went night-night. I mean, Kansas, which has been playing great, Virginia, which, of course, is really the defending national champ because there was no tournament champion last year, and then Duke, and how weird does this tournament seem? I mean, North Carolina, there was a time during the regular season when people thought North Carolina, Duke, Kentucky, and Michigan State, none of the four would make it. Two of the four made it. Michigan State had a play-in game against Mick Cronin and UCLA. And then, obviously, Duke out. They just said, our season's done. Kentucky, no chance. And who was the fourth I just mentioned? And I already can't remember who it was. Michigan State.
Oh, yeah.
No, I already
mentioned them in the play.
North Carolina. They've been playing better. They're young, and they got big inside dudes. They're making it. But this is still a weird tournament. I mean, if you're Louisville, and I guess, do you really – you didn't make it. You didn't play that many games, and do you sit there and go, man, I hope somebody comes down with COVID? I mean, that's where you are.
I say that all the time.
Right, that's where, but that's
I got a whole list.
I know you do. It's probably on both sides of the page. But that's a whole different story. It is weird. It's all going to be in Indianapolis in like a pseudo bubble. They're using Purdue and IU for the first four for essentially what they now used to be playing. Now, first four, that used to be at the University of Dayton Arena. Right? And then they're going to four facilities in Indy. Lucas Oil Stadium, where the Final Four will be, Bankers Life Fieldhouse, the India Farmers Coliseum or something like that, and Hinkle Fieldhouse, where they filmed Hoosiers at Butler. It's going to be weird.
Boy, I tell you what, and I completely forgot a year ago who got the biggest green weenie out of all of this.
Without question.
UD had a shot at the Final Four minimum. And had probably a shot to win it all. And what was the big kid's name?
Obi Toppin, who was drafted by the Knicks and playing sparingly. Think about this, Fred. You told me this, 1977, the last time UC, Xavier, and UK collectively didn't make it to 77, 78. 85, no UC and Xavier. But think about this. No UC, no Xavier, no UK, right now no U of L, no NKU. There's no one. There were stories.
No IU, no UD.
No IU, right, no Notre Dame, no luck of the Irish there.
Nope.
So, but think about this. Every year, it was like you had to plan out that Thursday and Friday about when, and they never fail. They're at the same time. And so this year, it's not Thursday, Friday. It's Friday, Saturday. It's going to be weird.
Well, I would tell you this, though. Bars and restaurants are still going to open. They're still, even though the days have been shifted and everything, you have a chance to go buy some buckets. I know our buddy Jimmy is, they got the basketball and the buckets going. And we'll tell you a little bit more, too, about Moorline Lager House. There's going to be an opportunity to get out, watch some games. Hopefully, the people like me who say, I'm sick of watching the same teams every year. Well, this is a whole different year. There's going to be some upsets. There are going to be some fun games. I mean, the madness of March is what it is, irrelevant of who's playing. And I think this is going to be an exciting tournament to watch. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that Gonzaga wins, but it could be. I don't know. But getting there is going to be, I think, a lot of fun. And you're going to be able to go get some cold beers and blow off the work that you're not doing anyway to go do it.
And don't forget, though, workplaces are pretty happy because you'll get Thursday back. It'll just start on Friday, right? Remember, it used to be the Thursday, Friday.
Worthless.
A lot of people took it off. Now, remember this, too. It's the re-education of what damn channel these games are on. Remember? Because it's all that weird, and we just got a new remote where it's hard for me to sometimes see the minuscule numbers, and they're different, and me with change.
Yeah. Well.
So it was the cable remote. Now it's been programmed into our new. We've gone from a postage stamp television to literally like a giant. We have like a movie theater now in our bedroom.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Which is of no use to you when the remote buttons are this big. But the good news for you is you have 3 voice-activated remote controls in this house, and they're not Alexa, and they're not some stupid cube. They're called Matthew, Michael, and Nathan.
Yeah, well,
get in here and turn this over to whatever goddamn game is on whatever godforsaken channel.
I'm not going to lie. I had to call Michael up last night for Law and Order. I did. And bracketology. And I have to be it's very sensitive. I have to be careful. I have to put my 2 in and then be able to hit the back and don't miss hit. Because if I get off those 2 channels, I'm screwed.
You're paralyzed.
I'm done. I'll just go to sleep.
Maybe we should just film an episode of this of him trying to get from one channel to the other during the tournament.
It'd be sad.
That'd be
Well,
quite
wait a minute.
something.
Hang on before we go on. I love when I turned it on the first time, this big colored screen came up on all these little boxes. I'm like, what the hell? Why doesn't it just come on?
It's called
just a TV on.
It's a smart TV.
I
Fred.
don't need all that stuff.
You have to be.
I'm smart.
No.
Well, maybe, except the TVs.
You have to be smarter than the TV.
Continue with the next
Sometimes
topic.
you have to be smarter than a Ziploc
Why do you
bag.
need all that?
Because that's how it's going. All of your TV is going to be a la carte. There's not going to be a DirecTV or a cable or anything. You're going to have
know
all apps, and you're going to watch what you want. You're never going to see anything new. You're only going to
Well, that
see what
sounds
you
awesome.
want.
So
it's
5
just like
years from
everything
now,
else.
I won't be watching TV. I'm done. I'm not complying with that crap.
5 years from now, that's all you're going to be doing.
Sucks.
Okay.
The
anyway.
world today sucks. Except now that we're opening up again, it's better. Okay, continue. Go ahead.
So let's get back. I don't know.
Let's get back to normal.
I don't know if you realize there was a rail we were on, and now we're going to try to get back
okay.
to it.
We're back
Somebody
on. I'm
has switched
excited.
it back to. We got St. Patty's Day isn't going to look. It's going to look more like last year than it has previous years. There's again, as we talked about when I went to Miami. There's no more Green Beer Day, but that had nothing to do with the pandemic. That had to do with actual common sense. But now, I mean, there's no parade. There's none of that. There's still the Irish dancing. The pubs will be full, I'm sure, on the 17th. But
Now, I do have to ask one question about Green Beer Day for you at Miami.
yes,
You told a story once about how, and it was basically you drink overnight, and then in some case you attempt to go to class,
from about
right?
4:30
Which you did.
in the morning until class.
So
yes.
now, correct me if I'm wrong. When you were in your, was it just like one of those? Was it like a long desk or in an individual?
It was a big lecture hall. It was like a theater, like 400 people, which is why I went to this class, because I thought there's
Nobody
no
would
way they'll
notice.
notice I'm there or not there. That was unfortunately not
Now-
true in the least.
What happened to your pants?
I don't know.
But
I mean,
how
I
do you
had
not know?
I had them on, but I also when I
Thank
woke up at my little desktop thing in the hall, they were ripped from the belt loops down to the bottom.
were they
hems.
long pants or
Yeah, they
short?
were long
Long
jeans.
pants,
They were
jeans.
wide. I
Okay.
guess what I was doing was serving nickel beers at a play. I'm not going to say the name of it.
But how would that rip your pants?
Well, I think I was offering the opportunity to if you bought a beer from me,
You were letting people just
to
tear your pants
rip
off?
my pants off.
Let me hold on.
I used to be a lot more happy about what was going on down there than
Well,
I
I
am
was
right
going to
now.
say, I'll tell you right now, I'd pay 10 times the amount to not rip your pants.
Let me just say, the middle was intact. No one took me up on that offer.
I got you. Okay.
If you know what I mean.
So you were that.
So-
Boy, I bet you were a gem in class.
That was it. I think campus security helped me get home that day. But
You know what? I'm gonna have to remember that for a future. If things get hard, I'm like, I'll tell you what. I'll let you buy me beer. You can tear my pants.
There you
Hell,
go.
my wife won't even tear my pants.
well, when you were changing into your outfit for this particular episode, I caught a glimpse on the monitor of
Yeah,
a
it
good
was
reason
bad.
why.
It was bad. I have the unlevel pants higher in the front, lower in the back, and unfortunately, sometimes that's not good. The coin slot. It's never good.
Just remember, kids, crack kills.
Yeah, it
Okay.
does. And a different. Oh boy, it was bad. That monitor's big.
It is not good. Yeah.
was not
Boy,
a
thank God it wasn't up in your bedroom.
Wow.
Good
I'll tell you
Lord.
what, nobody would have ever entered my bedroom again, including me.
NASA would have been sending a rover to explore the surface. Oh, we think we've seen a crevice, and there may have been water there. All right, so
Yes,
let's move on. Let's move past the NCAA brackets. Let's move past
wins?
St. Patrick's Day. Who wins the St.
tournament.
Patrick's Day? I do.
No,
Oh,
it's
the
a
tournament?
You got to get. I mean, it's easy to go chalk and pick one. I truly think Gonzaga does. I think they're going to be like Indiana 1976, wind up 32-0. I think they're that good.
Okay.
I really, truly do.
I'm going to go with Louisville. I think somebody's going to get sick.
please,
They're going to
God,
come
for
in and they're going to
God's
rally and win it all.
And if Gonzaga doesn't, Illinois does.
All right, yeah, I wouldn't
And
disagree.
the Big Ten is overrated.
I'm going to tell you something. That kid with Illinois was at number
Oh
21.
my God.
That guy,
He's
is he
huge.
human?
They had two dudes for Ohio State one time. He was behind them, and he didn't foul them. They just couldn't.
They couldn't move around him.
control him.
Yeah,
Massive.
he's a monolith of a man.
Okay,
All right, so let's talk a little bit about something else we're actually looking forward to, and that is the return of opening day.
Absolutely.
And it may not be the way, as we've said, as always, the huge
One
block
step at a
party
time.
and all
Yep.
of that, but A third of the fans are going to be allowed in Great American Ballpark. We are going to be hosting an event that is right across the street from there. We'll tell you about here in a moment. And it's your chance to join us from noon until about game on. And again, by way of reintroduction, for those of you who don't know, he's Gamble, I'm Finn. We call this Larger Than Live. We're going to be larger than live. And we are going to be out on location on opening day at the Moorline Lager House. But you know what? Exciting just to think. And I love the fact it couldn't have been more apropos that it's on April Fool's Day this year.
That's great.
For opening day. But, don't make fools out of yourselves. Let's make sure we use our heads for more than hat racks.
Right.
And let's do this the right way so we can continue to get down and enjoy the baseball season that is back.
And the Moorline Lager House, it opens at 11. We'll be there, as you mentioned, starting at noon. We're kind of like the masters of the day, if you will. The ceremony, we'll be playing some tunes. We'll be recording the Larger Than Live for that day. Down there, we have a lot of special guests, which next week during this program, we'll be able to tell you who some of those are. We're working through, and there's a lot of them, a lot of moving parts with some interactive games, a lot of fun. And especially, it's on that big, you mentioned about that, they're going to be obviously following all the pandemic protocol, and they've got plenty of space to spread out inside as well as outside on the lawn. Great view. And, man, you talk about a couple easy tosses from the Moorline Lager House to Great American Ballpark. Or if you want to just hang out and watch the game there, you can do that as well.
And all the parking and everything that's right underneath there.
Yeah.
So the Schmidlap lawn right next to the Lager House, noon-ish until game time-ish. And we'll look forward to that. And then we have to go to LW and do our show 9 to midnight later that night.
That could be entertaining.
That'll be a gem. So anyway, but we're looking forward to that. But I know you have some concerns about the Reds. I saw somebody on Twitter post yesterday, you know how I know it's time to get excited for Reds opening day? Everybody's getting hurt.
Well, I think the Reds, look, last year – The problem with the Reds last year, they rallied, they made the postseason, albeit different. It was a much shortened a third of the season. And then, boy, those last two games against Atlanta were just, for Reds fans, were as painful could be. So Sonny Gray, expected to be, along with Luis Castillo, the hammers of the rotation. He's having some back issues. You just hate that. He says, it's okay, it's only a few days. Then Amir Garrett hasn't thrown a pitch. He's had a forearm issue. Lucas Sims. And their bullpen has to be among one of the best. Lucas Sims hasn't pitched. You just hate that. I mean, and again, it's 162. We're back to the marathon, not a sprint. But this is a team that has, like a lot of teams, not a great margin of error. And if you get too many guys out, especially pitching guys, you got problems.
Well, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm playing shortstop on opening day. Is that me?
You could be.
Yeah,
and there are some, but I got to tell you, if you look around this division, every team has weaknesses. Look, the Pirates, honestly, I don't know if they could beat Moeller.
Their weakness is their existence.
Although they've made the post, they've had about as many postseason wins recently as the Reds.
That's true.
But the Brewers are down, Cubs are down, Cardinals still have flaws. I mean, I'm telling you, this Reds team, if they get some consistency on offense, everybody's got a hole or two. I think there's a reason to be optimistic until there isn't.
Well, you remember last year in the truncated season, if you will, how everyone kept saying, well, had you played this out the full season, the Reds were starting to start. But it's like, listen, I got to be honest with you. Everybody's sick of hearing the excuses. Everybody's sick of hearing about after the All-Star break and this and that and the other. Oh, it's time to clean house. It's time to go value shopping. Everybody's tired of hearing that. Play every bit as hard as you can play. Win every game. Every single game matters, even in a 162-game season. No one wants to hear those excuses or those forecasts, if you will.
Well, no Trevor Bauer, and honestly, I think most people thought he was one. He won the Cy Young here, but Hunter Green, man, a lot of people are anxious, and if he comes up and he can be, I mean, who knows? So anyway, I'm excited. And opening day, we talk about this. Opening day is a Cincinnati holiday, right? It might be a little different, but I will tell you 80% of the people that are out on opening day, we won't see them again.
Right.
You won't see them again because it's completely, it's opening day, and then, oh, by the way, here's the remaining 161, the remaining 80 at home. And that's okay. That's okay. It's fun. It's awesome. Hope the weather cooperates. And if the last week is any indication, I know it's chilly today, but nonetheless, I hope it's an awesome, give me 60 to 70, some sunshine, and play ball.
Well, for every indication is we're headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
A lot of reasons. Weather-wise, sports-wise, all the things. Last year we were talking about losing or all the things we're talking about getting back. And now they say you don't know what you got till it's gone, or at least Cinderella said it. And it's true. We're glad to have all this back. We'll be looking forward to seeing you.
Absolutely.
Again, opening day, April 1st. It's not an April Fool's joke. We will be taking Larger Than Live out on the road. The Moorline Lager House will be there on the Schmidlap event lawn. And you know how I remember the name Schmidlap, by the way?
No.
I'll tell you in one of the extra sessions.
Okay, please.
How about that? But we will be there noonish until first pitch-ish. Oh, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, that'll be awesome for you to join.
If we're only there noon to first piss, I'll be gone by 1:30.
Actually, I'll be down there. Your mic won't be on again because you won't be there. We'll be done at 12:10, but we actually won't be done until 4:10, and that's when they throw the real first pitch at Great American Ballpark. You want me to take us home on this? Are you done now? I mean, this is really bad. That was bad. And little do they know, the one where your mic didn't work, you fired off a gem there too.
That was a beaut.
It's something the S's are getting in, right?
There's something going on. I don't know what it is.
Adding S's.
I don't know what it is. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
because it was Pussycat, and then it was
Whoops. All right, let me see if I can get my part of this
try
right.
again, please.
All right, we were talking about the Reds, but a guy named Hunter Green on opening day. What a perfect way to wrap up this combination episode. Larger Than Life. He's Gamble. I'm Finn.
And we are out, thankfully.